Before you use the glue room, please make sure that the exhaust fan's on.
So before you use any glues in the glue room, make sure you read the back of the label to see how you use them and what materials you use them for. And also when you do mix glues, make sure that you only mix a small amount so you don't waste more than you need. In the glue room you have a range of different glues depending on what you want to work with. So first we have PVA, which is good for any porous materials such as wood, cardboard or paper. And that dries in about an hour. It's good to clamp your work after you finish working with that to make sure that when it does dry, it glues securely. The second one is the polyurethane glue. This can be used for pretty much any material, although it's important that before you apply it, you dampen the surface so it adheres well. And again, make sure you clamp it so that when it dries, it doesn't expand and move out of place. The next one is epoxy. This again can be used on pretty much any material, and it comes in two parts. So as you squeeze out the plunger, make sure that you mix it well together so that it dries well. And you have about 5 minutes until that sets. So with the acrylic glue, it's used for joining pieces of acrylic. It welds the joints together instead of gluing it like other glues. It's important that you use that especially when you're using clear acrylic, as if you use super glue, such as this one, it will frost your joints so you'll be able to see it. Also, when you use it, make sure that you don't get it on your skin and you don't inhale the fumes, as it's very toxic. So super glue is great for sticking together Uril or Foamex, anything that you want to put together quickly. If you do use it on foam, however, it will dissolve it. So for gluing together pieces of styrene, it's better to use epoxy. And the last one is Plasti Bond, which is a filler that can be used to fill any holes or imperfections in your model. Okay, so when you're using Plasti Bond, you need to make sure that you mix 1 part of the hardener to 50 parts of the filler. So to do that, you get a scrap piece of material to mix on, open the tin with a screwdriver, and then using a paddle pop stick, put a small amount onto your board. Making sure that you always close the filler container securely so it doesn't dry out for you next time. With the hardener, put a small amount separate so that you don't put too much in if it comes out quickly. Okay, so when you mix it, just get a small bit of the hardener and then you want to mix it in well so that it cures properly. So for applying it, say you're to fill a hole, it's good to have a piece of flexible acrylic, putting a bit on the edge, you can smear it into the hole in your work. It's okay if you have a bit of excess on the surface, as when it dries you can sand it off. So if you leave that for about half an hour, you can sand it back so that it's flush with the rest of the surface of your work. So after leaving your Plasti Bond, this is what it will be like after it's hardened. And then once you sand it back flush with the surface, you'll see that the hole's now been filled. If you are left with any little divots, you can then go back, mix a little bit more and fill it again.